Lights for a camera, what a novel idea. Okay, so anyway, this is my 9/11 poem. I decided to turn the lights because I'm okay. Oh, okay. Doesn't be another outbreak, you know. You're all artists, you know. Well, this is my 9/11 poem. I wrote it a few days after it actually happened. It's called Heart of Darkness, or The Controlled Demolition of Democracy. And it goes like this. I saw the towers smoking like two big cigarettes, and the chickens have come home again. They're roosting, you can bet. So people staring skyward as I approached the mirror. I felt just like an extra in the anime Akira. But when you push the world around, the world will push you back. And it's easy then to feel that it is you under attack. But this heart of darkness that has grown so large within our breast, and suffering and poverty has been feathering our nest. The horror pain of others is so easy to forget. Just turn the page and channel change and say that we are blessed. How many of them are worth one of us? Is it 5 to 1, 10 to 1, or 100,000 plus? The Iraqi 100,000 and the people of Rwanda. No tears were shed for them at all by this glorious world order. The WTO and IMF are demons on the loose, and they are putting all our necks inside a corporate noose. What makes a country great, you see, is bars and tunes and clubs, and smiling sighs and long goodbyes, not carriers and subs. But narco-duo dollars fuel their fight with weapons for both sides, and destabilizing chaos is a reason for their rise. But evil knows no boundaries, dotted lines upon a map. That president was not legit. Do they think that we are saps? The scramble jets on 9/11 didn't show up on time that day. It sure looked like a lot of people were told to turn away. But now the numbers call for death and revenging is at hand. And corporate politicians are screaming in our land and chewing up the scenery and controlling all the news. But don't let corporations tell you or let yourself be used. But with the greed, the world's in need. I wish your flag would get me free, but I think I'm more useful when I point out what is wrong. When people look for terrorists but refuse to look inside, at this heart of darkness that bloats from national pride, for antichrists are moving within the House of White to bring upon depression more and an endless night. So ignore the smirking, frowning, screaming headlines and listen to your heart. The answers aren't easy, but that would be a start. I'm sure everyone's here is familiar with Mr. Rogers. This is sort of based on Mr. Rogers. This is for the security state. I just wish I could have the music, you know, a little. This is called Let's Pretend. Hello, boys and girls. I'm Mr. Rogers, and this is my neighborhood. How are you today? I am fine, thank you very much. You know, we're all unique in our own very special way. Just like our fingerprints and retina scans on our national identity cards. We're all individuals. Can you say that? We're all individuals. Good. You know, no one else's personal file in Washington is quite like yours. You are special. And today we're going to the land of make-believe. Do you like to pretend? I like to pretend. Let's pretend that our foreign policy isn't being controlled by oil companies and defense contractors. You know, after Mr. Dodge's wife was arrested and hung herself in her cell, Mr. Dodge turned state's evidence to stay out of jail. So I can continue to educate and inform your fragile little minds. Now, let's pretend our healthcare policies aren't being controlled by pharmaceutical corporations and insurance companies. Ah, that feels good, doesn't it? Well, they tried to make Mr. Dodge's go off the air unless he cooperated with the Patriot Police. So let's pretend the police are your friends, that they aren't just there to write you tickets to fill a quota. Let's pretend that if you're rich or poor, black or white, straight or gay, you will get equal treatment under the law. Can you say justice? That's right, just us. Let's pretend our elected officials represent our wishes when they vote away overtime pay. Let's pretend this is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. I like the land of make-believe. Now let's pretend we have a free and open press, always telling us the truth about what's happening in foreign countries and what the Central Intelligence Agency is doing in those countries. Let's pretend one radio company doesn't own 80% of the radio stations in America, that no one wants socialized medicine, that we should stop wasting money on public education and mass transportation, that the war of drugs and terrorism isn't just an excuse to set up a fascist police state. Let's pretend, oh, I'm sorry, the man in the booth is making slashing motions on his throat, telling me Mr. Dodgers is going off the air for a very long time. Well, I'm going to federal prison where I'm going to make believe I'm playing house, I'll be someone's wife. Goodbye, and thanks for visiting.